Today I am interrupting our Simply Faith Friday kind of routine that we've gotten into to bring you a little bit of encouragement, okay? I don't know how the weather is where you all live, but the sun is coming out. I'm getting a lot of vibes from a lot of different moms as far as homeschool burnout. Spring is coming and everyone's getting anxious to get outside, and the feelings are very real. So this video, I am sharing 5 habits or tips that created change in my homeschool. And I'm sharing these in the form of inspiration, encouragement. I hope that it helps one of you moms along your journey like it has helped me. If you have not hit that subscribe button yet and you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button, because I have got something so fun and different coming on Monday, something I've never done before, so it's gonna be interesting. Hit the little bell notification if you haven't. That will notify you when that video is up. Now let's go ahead and get straight to my 5 things or habits that have changed our homeschool. I hope you enjoy it, guys. These are different ways of managing our homeschool and our routine that I've learned in the 6.5 years of homeschooling. So again, as always, I'm not an expert. I'm not saying these things are going to change your life, but I'm telling you, these 5 things helped change my homeschool drastically, and that is why I want to share them with you. So I hope you find it encouraging. The first thing that I do that is different from a lot of homeschool moms is I reverse record keep. If you've watched a few of my videos in the past, you will already know this, but when it comes to my homeschool record keeping, or how I keep track of the things that we're doing on a daily basis in our homeschool, I don't have a list of to-do for every single day. What I do is I take each day as it comes. I have my homeschool planner right here. This is not each day planned out and then check it off as you go. This is, okay, Monday, here are each of my children. Here are the topics that I'd like to cover, as a week in a whole. All of our things we do together are down here on the bottom. Each day, so take today for instance, today is a Wednesday, the day I'm filming this video. So I will write down what math lesson my oldest did, what math lesson my middle child did, what math lesson my youngest child did, and so on and so forth. When it comes to our Gather Round homeschool curriculum, I write down whatever lesson we did, which for this particular day that I'm filming, it was lesson 4 in space, which was Mercury, so we got that done. My children did also add in their master books, language lessons for living education. We had some Spanish homework to get done, and we did our read alouds that we're doing that go with our space unit from Gather Round. So I write down each and everything that we actually do once it is completed at the end of our school day, instead of it being a daunting task in front of me that I have to go through and check off every single day. And if I do not get those topics or those subjects done, then I feel like I have been defeated before I even start. And some days, as you know, being a homeschool mom, each day is totally different to begin with. Some days your kids have awesome attitudes. Some days it's super hard and everything is falling apart. So for me, I feel like I have failed on a day when I open my planner and I have all these tasks in front of me and say I only get through one of them. For me, it was so incredibly helpful to adapt this concept of reverse record keeping into our homeschool. That is one of the things that I wish I had done from the beginning. It is one of the things that has changed my homeschool so much, and just the atmosphere, my atmosphere. It helps me mentally write down things at the end of our day instead of feeling like I'm drained before I even got started. So I encourage you to try that. If you haven't tried reverse record keeping and you're not, a crazy big planner, have to go in order and have every day laid out in front of you, try this. It might be something that helps you in your homeschool as well. The second thing I want to share with you moms that has helped me along in my journey that I wish I would have known in the beginning was being flexible, okay? And that can look so many different ways. Something comes up in the middle of your day, you don't get your things done that you had on your list. That's okay, be flexible. Allow that flexibility, allow that to happen in your days, and don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it discourage you. That is one of the joys and one of the beauties in homeschooling, is that we do have that freedom for those things. Let's say you have a play day come up. If you're feeling like, well, we could probably fit in a play day today, then fit in a play day. Be flexible. Allow those fun things in your life too. If not, you're going to burn yourself out so much more quickly if you're trying to stick to this rigorous routine. Maybe do 4-day school weeks instead of doing a 5-day school week. Allow yourself that extra day to have play days. to run your errands, to do your grocery shopping, to go to the park, to do the fun extracurricular things that you might not have time to do on your school days. If we're talking in regards to math, let's say your child is going over, long division. They've got long division down, but there's 10 long division problems on their worksheet. They already know how to do long division. Skip a few of them. Cut the problems in half. Give them, tell them if they can complete 5 of them and they get every single one of them right, great. Skip the last 5 and let's move on to the next concept. Being flexible. That means with your curriculum and in life. I was absolutely not that way before. I am now, and I'm so, so, so glad that I have finally learned and experienced that beauty in being flexible. It is an amazing thing, guys. Now, the third thing I want to share with you that has really helped me along in my homeschool journey and changed things in our home for the better is finding what works for us in regards to curriculum. There are so many options out there that it is overwhelming. And it was not until I really got serious, you guys. I got serious in what I want. I did a lot of searching to figure out what I want in my home, what I want my homeschool to look like, what I want my children to learn, what's important to me. I had to search through the last 6.5 years and figure all of this stuff out. And it wasn't until, I'm not even kidding you, I came across master books. I came across Gather Round homeschool curriculum. Everything changed, you guys. Gather Round is everything I've ever wanted my homeschool to be. Our days look just like what I've always dreamed they would look like. And it is such a beautiful thing. So find something that works for you. Find something that your children are excited to do, that your children want to do, that helps you out. Hello, I can sit down and do Gather Round homeschool with all 3 of my kids, homeschooling multiple ages all at once. We can sit down together and do this. Then they do their individual topics, all of them, whatever might be, the plan for the day. If they're doing their math, if we're adding in our master books on that particular day, if they have extra spelling they need to work on, if they've got Spanish for co-op or science for co-op or whatever it might look like, it's such a beautiful thing to get a huge chunk of our school done together, to learn together, to read together. It is such an amazing and beautiful thing to do our hands-on projects, to do them together. Yes, there's still the division, as far as dividing up for your math subjects and for spelling and different things that they need given the level that they're at. But the majority of what we do is done together. So simplify things in your homeschool if you can. If it works for you, find something that works for you that is exciting for your children, because I tell you, the days that we spent with tears, oh my goodness, it breaks my heart. Those days, I wish I could go back and do them all over again. So finding what works for you, finding what works for your family, for your children, what engages your family, what are you excited about? What are you passionate about when it comes to teaching your children? What excites you? Those are some of the things that I discovered I needed to incorporate in our homeschooling. If I am feeling drained and burnt out with what we're doing, it's a pretty sure fact that my children are going to be as well. And so that's where I had to just discover what I wanted in our homeschool. I had to figure out what I wanted our days to look like and just really lean and honestly press into God. So the next tip I want to share with you all that has changed our homeschool is stop being so busy. Stop putting so much on your plate that you can't even breathe the minute you wake up. You know everything that you have ahead of you for that day, and your day's already done before you even got started. So for me, that was a huge learning process. Yes, embrace the freedom and be flexible, but also don't cram so much on your plate that you're rushing to get through your schoolwork, so it's taking the joy out of it. That was a huge thing for me, and something I really truly had to go through to experience and appreciate that time that we have together, where I do get to be with my boys and we do get to learn, and kind of making that homeschool time in our home kind of like a sacred time that nothing's gonna come, in between that. This time that I'm home with my children needs to be our special time. Nothing is gonna come in between that. Nothing's gonna interfere with that. Don't be so busy in turn that you don't have time for what really matters. And that can be applied to any concept in your home, honestly, not just homeschooling. That's marriage, motherhood, life. We plan and pile so much on our plates every single day. We wake up and our day's over before our day's even gotten started. So I am guilty of that. This was a huge learning process for me. I find that the more things that I have on my plate or my agenda for a particular day, I wake up feeling overwhelmed and anxious, and that bleeds into my children and our homeschool. So instead of having that be special time with them, I'm like in my mind tapping, I'm constantly going, thinking, okay, are we done with this? Can you finish your reading so we can move on? It's just a rushed process instead of enjoying the concept. So enjoying homeschooling and finding joy in that is a whole new thing for me that I am working on. And it has been such an awesome thing to actually get to experience and to enjoy it. What in the world? Crazy concept, right? To enjoy homeschooling with your children. Something I never ever thought was possible. So I want to share one more tip with you guys, and then I have a little bonus tip at the end. So if you've stuck with me this long, hang on a little bit tighter. I've got something for you coming at the end. So the last tip that I want to share that has totally changed our homeschool and my mindset when it comes to homeschooling is not comparing. Not comparing my curriculum to someone else's curriculum, not comparing my child to someone else's child, not comparing, the mastery in their certain skills to that of other children, any of that. To stop comparing. And that again is for every scope and sequence for everybody and can go in every single avenue of your life. It's just the comparing. Comparison is the thief of joy, right? Seriously, stop comparing. Work with your children where they are at. Give them your love, your guidance, your attention while you're in each and every stage, and stop comparing where, why, how, and what other people are doing to what you're doing in your homeschool. This is your journey. This is your journey with your children. This is your heart's desire, right? Or you wouldn't be homeschooling for most moms. So why not embrace that and keep it yours? Keep it your homeschool, your individual, unique style. It's going to look different than everybody else's, and that's okay. Being okay with that. And the last bonus tip, you guys, if you feel me on this, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section down below. I want to hear from you guys on these things because this has been such a learning process for me. And I've tried every year to do something different, and I'm thinking, maybe this year we'll do it this way, or maybe this year we'll do it that way. This is what I'm talking about, a timeline. Do you have a specific timeline? I want to hear from you guys because for me, that's one of the most freeing things that I have experienced in our homeschool is to not follow a timeline. And what I mean by that is, regular public school goes from, the end of August, early September through end of May, beginning of June-ish, right? Public school took a day off, we took a day off. If they were on Christmas break, we were on Christmas break. I tried to follow that to a T. Now, we just do what we do and it works. Do we have a set date that we're going to finish for summer break? No, we don't. Are we following any specific routine or schedule? We're not. I purchased curriculum for this year. I want to finish what we've purchased for this year. Do I have a date when that's going to be? No. And do I care? No. I'm so sorry, but I don't. We're going to finish what I've purchased whenever that is. We do 4 days a week, typically, sometimes 3 days a week. Sometimes we take a week off in between. I don't really know. I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. I don't know what next week is going to bring, next month is going to bring. We honestly, 110%, you guys, take each and every day as it comes. But I just want to hear from you guys on this. That was one of the biggest tips for me, was realizing it's okay to not follow a timeline. I've contemplated doing year-round schooling just because. I've contemplated and have followed public school schedules just because. I really am now, my hands are just up in the air, and when we finish, we finish. That's how it is. And I might even have extra things that we do through the summer just to keep things refreshed because I know what pain comes from starting back up in September, early August. I know, whenever we happen to start, usually we start early August, but I know the pain that comes with that all the way around for everyone. So who knows? But what do you guys do? I want to hear from you guys. What do you do? Do you follow a specific schedule, a specific timeline? Do you just roll with the punches like I do? I'm curious what all you other homeschooling moms are doing. And I'm assuming most of you are homeschooling moms or you probably wouldn't be watching this video. So that is it for this video, guys. Don't have it figured out. I'm still learning every single day. And I tell you guys that and I remind you of that in every video because it's so true. Don't ever take this as I've got it figured out. This is what I'm doing. You need to do it. This is learning, trial and error. It's a process. This is what I've learned in my home. In our years of homeschooling, I've kind of figured some things out for us. And that's why I want to share it with you so that maybe it can help you find what works for you. I hope there's something in this video that is useful and encouraging and inspiring. And if so, that makes me happy because that is why I'm here. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Do hit that subscribe button if you have not already, because Monday I've got something totally different than anything I've ever done on my channel, and it's gonna be interesting. So hit that subscribe button if you have not already.